Little black girl helps a billionaire fix his Mustang. When he sees the ring on her finger. The sun was sinking low over the empty stretch of highway when the bright red Mustang sputtered, coughed, and finally died on the shoulder. Ethan Cross, billionaire tech mogul, slammed his hand against the steering wheel. He was a man who owned private jets, luxury yachts, and an army of assistants to solve his problems. But at that moment, on that lonely road, none of them were there. He popped the hood, staring blankly at the tangle of wires and steel. The irony wasn't lost on him. He could design artificial intelligence that predicted global markets, but he couldn't fix his own car. Then he heard it. A small voice. "You're flooding it." Ethan looked up. Standing a few feet away was a girl, no older than 10. Her clothes were worn, her braids messy, and her shoes far too big for her feet. She held a plastic grocery bag with a loaf of bread sticking out. "What?" Ethan asked, irritation dripping from his voice. She stepped closer, setting her bag down. "You kept turning the key. You flooded the engine." Ethan frowned. "And you know this, how?" She gave a half smile. "Because my uncle's car does the same thing. All the time." Before he could protest, she climbed onto the bumper, peering into the engine bay with surprising confidence. Her tiny hands moved with purpose, pulling a rag from her pocket, adjusting wires, checking valves. Ethan just stared. After a few minutes, she looked up. "Try now." Skeptical, Ethan turned the key. The Mustang roared back to life. His jaw dropped. "You fixed it." She shrugged. It wasn't that hard. For the first time in years, Ethan laughed, not his polite billionaire chuckle, but a genuine laugh. "Well, thank you, Naomi," she said, wiping her hands on her jeans. "Naomi," he repeated, still in disbelief. "Well, Naomi, you've officially done what 20 engineers at my company probably couldn't." She grinned, but when she reached down to grab her grocery bag, Ethan noticed something. On her tiny finger was a ring. Not plastic, not candy-colored. A man's gold wedding band. It was far too big, hanging loosely but carefully wrapped with string so it wouldn't fall. Ethan's smile faded. "That ring, where did you get it?" Naomi froze. Her eyes darted away. For the first time, her playful confidence melted into silence. "It's my dad's," she whispered. Ethan crouched down, his voice soft. "Where is he, Naomi?" She clutched the ring, her knuckles white. "He's not coming back." The billionaire's chest tightened. She wasn't wearing it for decoration. She was holding onto it, because it was all she had left of him. Before Ethan could respond, a rusted pickup truck pulled up beside them. A woman stepped out, exhaustion carved into her face, her uniform stained from a double shift. Naomi's mother. "Naomi. I told you not to wander off." She stopped when she saw Ethan, standing there with the Mustang rumbling behind him. Ethan glanced at her uniform. A cleaning company logo. He realized she was one of the invisible people he passed every day, in airports, in hotels, in his own corporate headquarters. People he never noticed. But now, standing before him, they weren't invisible at all. Naomi tugged her mother's sleeve. "Mama, I fixed his car." Her mother forced a tired smile, pulling her daughter close. "She has a gift," she said softly, her pride mixed with pain. Ethan looked from Naomi to her mother, then back to the ring on the girl's finger. And for the first time in his life, the billionaire felt small. He reached into his pocket, pulled out his leather wallet, and slipped out a sleek black card. But then he stopped. Money couldn't touch this. Instead, he tore a page from his notebook, scribbled something quickly, and handed it to Naomi. "Tickets," he said. "First class. To New York. There's someone I want you and your mom to meet." Naomi blinked. "Who?" Ethan smiled faintly, though his eyes betrayed the storm inside him. "A man who can change your life. Just like you changed mine." The mother stared at the paper, confusion and disbelief flooding her face. But Ethan was already back in his car, the engine purring smoothly now. As he drove off into the night, one thought echoed louder than the Mustang's roar. The little girl with grease on her hands and her father's ring on her finger had reminded him of something he'd forgotten, what it meant to fight for survival, to hold on to love, to never give up. And Ethan Cross knew, this was just the beginning.